Hi, mate. Oh,
Da 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 da
yeah, buddy.
da 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 da
Da-da,
da da
da-da.
da da da.
Come on.
Who is it?
Who is it?
It's the champ.
It's the champ. My sixth freaking victory.
Is that your
Oh,
sixth?
sixth. Yeah,
Mate,
boy.
how good is that, man? What a start to the season.
Mate.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you very, very much. Yeah, it's been like one of the sweetest victories that I've ever had in my life. It literally felt like my pro card. That might
Really?
sound a little bit OTT.
How come that? How come, man? Explain.
So with my pro card, I was going up against David and Chris in the overall, and I'd beat both of them before. So we're a little bit like I've got what it takes to beat them. Whereas on Sunday, I had no idea at all.
Did you
I,
lose? Had you lost a lot of confidence?
what between like in the last 2
Yeah.
years? Yeah, big time, big time.
Really?
Yeah, I think yeah. Going into that, it's the most nervous that I've been at a show. It's the least that I've expected from a show. When I found out there were 9 in the class, I was literally like, "Yep, top 5 British invite. That will do me as like the first like outing," and then obviously just went and won.
There we go.
Yeah,
What result, mate? The season has got momentum now.
yeah.
So
We have liftoff.
so what's up next?
What's up next? We have got in 2 weeks today. So it's currently Wednesday, the 4th of October. We are
Okay.
flying to Houston, Texas, and
Texas.
we are going to take on the Summer Shredding Classic.
Baby, lock them doors and turn them lights down low. Like that, yeah.
Yes, I've never heard that before in my life.
I it sticks in my mind, but I don't have a clue what song it is. It's a song, I believe. If I say random stuff, mate, this is what you're gonna learn, and I don't actually know where the source is, so I'll find it anyway. But yeah, Texas, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, Texas.
What
Like,
you reckon, mate, I wonder what the competition is gonna be like at
I
Summer
don't
Shredding.
know.
It's gonna be a lot of classes.
Yeah, I think it may. I think it's going to be massive.
Yeah, there'll be like 20 men's physique classes. They'll be like short, then short, then short, medium, then
Yeah, normalish, not
normalish
so
height.
normal, medium.
There'll be dwarf. There'll be all kinds of stuff, man. So yeah, it should be good fun, mate.
Yeah, it's going to be good. But again, going in there open minded, like I've no idea what the scene's like in that part of America, and then also the draw that Christian Guzman and Alpha Elite has. There's just so many people from all over the world. I know 2 people competing. So there's a guy called Yemi. Yeah, man, Yemi
Yemi
from
he's from the UK, isn't he?
he's from Ireland.
Ireland,
Ireland. Top of the morning to you.
and he's heading out there.
Yeah, he's heading out there. And then there's a guy called Daniel Tunia,
Okay,
who I lost to a couple of years ago.
Jake Brayley.
Yes, Jake used to train me.
Yeah, I
Mate,
know.
fair play. Great memory.
Yeah, I know. It's because I'm your fan, mate. I'm your biggest fan. That's why.
There we go. There we go.
So he's heading out there.
He's heading out there. We're going to have a little rematch showdown, but he's a bit of a dwarf, so I might not go against him unless we both end up in some kind of overall situation.
A what?
A dwarf. Small person.
Dwarf.
Dwarf. He's quite short. I think he's
So-
in like Class A for men's physique, which is short.
And then after summer, Josh Croggan shredded. What's up after that again?
Germany, WNBF Walhalla Pro.
Okay.
Going up against David Langsdale. Some other people have told me that they're competing, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And then Seattle. But
That'll
anyway,
be good against you and David.
yeah, I'm fed up of talking about me right now because I'm looking at your face and it is very lean. Or have you just had a shave?
Right. This is the thing, right? Literally nothing has changed since our last call, right? I haven't been digging, I've been doing the opposite.
Yeah,
Do you know when I told you about my face just went from stress?
yeah,
We've just pulled steps right down to like 6,000. Like, remember last time? Well, when we last spoke, man, I was like, yeah, we're bringing down cardio, we're bringing down steps. I haven't done any cardio since the last podcast.
nice.
Body weight has like crept down a little bit, and it's mainly not because we need to get leaner. It's because I need more food, I need less cardio, I need less steps, and like I was hoping you was gonna say that because I was looking at myself in the corner over there, and I'm like, the face has come back in again.
The face has come back in
Yeah, and it's
considerably.
a little bit of fat loss, yeah, but it's just stress, mate. That's all it was cortisol, and like my mood has been foul, mate. Do you ever just turn into like a nasty, like when stress is high, if you know what I mean? Like I just had chronic stress. My face was blown up. My midsection was all watery. That was playing on my mindset as well. I was just a horrible bloke, mate. Like the
Really?
last week. Yeah, for you, no. Like I know, I keep it. I look after you.
You managed to keep a lid on it for an hour. Well
Yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then as soon as the podcast,
Just smashing up your Oreo bar.
yeah, I didn't even fucking eat it, mate. It went straight out the window.
No.
But no, yeah, it's literally just stress. That's all it is. So a little bit of fat loss, yeah, but stress has been brought down, and I think that's a good sign now that the face has come back in going into peak week, because I don't want my last peak week for the PCA. I was all puffy on my face. So yeah, feeling good, mate. Feeling good. Feeling much better.
Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. You going for one of these on Sunday? Da-da-da-da.
Is that the numero uno? Ooh.
That's it, yeah.
Does
The
it not say
first British
first?
title that I won.
Does it not say first place on it?
No, it's just gold.
It's just gold, mate.
Can't argue with that, can you?
I love how he's just lifting up the world. Like, why has he got no board shorts on? That's what I want to know.
No, mate.
But
I've got a
yes,
ginormous one from the WNBF that has board shorts on.
let's see.
Oh,
Mate, I can see him already.
look at that. This is
That's an
Hasbulla.
Hasbulla, mate. That's a nice trophy.
Massive.
That's a very nice trophy. It's what we do it for. It's just for the trophies. That's all it is, man. It's just for the.
It is. It is.
Do you want
Trophies,
to?
swords,
Do you want to
all that
see?
good stuff.
Do you want to see what we're working with here?
Yeah, mate. This gonna be rubbish on Spotify. Oh, baby.
So overall, Northerns, tool class Northerns. That one right there was the third place to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. First ever show, and that was the PCA. I'm tucking that one back there just because I don't know why. But yeah, and then we got the pro card back there with the overall and the men's tool. Yeah, there we go.
Banging.
But I like the look of that UKDFBA one, mate. It's looking quite tidy. There's a nice little slot for it up there. So
Yeah,
that's it.
you've got plenty of room, mate. I actually had a call. So when when me and Annabella moved in together, we agreed I were only allowed to bring gold into the flat. So all my silvers are at my dad's, and he's always like,
really?
"Son, do you want these? Do you want to keep them?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to keep them, but I want to keep them not in my flat. You can keep them, mate."
Oh, but if I get rid of the silvers, though, it'll look quite empty. I've only got 2 golds.
Yeah, but you're gonna have 3 because you'll probably win the WNBF as well, bro. I'm putting it out there right now.
So you haven't punted the PCA silver out? No, what about? Have you got any PCA silvers? You haven't, have you?
I've got 1, but I've not got it here. Only
Yeah,
that.
good man. Yeah, good man. There we go. Beautiful. But yeah, so we're now how many days? I don't even know how many days out.
4.
4 days out. Yeah, 4 days out, mate.
Good going.
Yeah. It's going to be a good show. There's 7 in my height class.
I think I've heard on the grapevine that there's only going to be the open, there's not going to be open tall and open short.
Okay, so it's just gonna be okay. So they're just
U7.
huh?
It's just going to be U7.
Oh, just there's only 7 men's
I
physique
might.
guys this year.
So there's the juniors where
Yep.
there's like 10 of them or something. Then open, and then masters.
Okay, that's not a lot of people.
It's not the greatest amount of people, it has to be said.
Okay,
But that might be wrong. Who told me that? I think it were either Chris Rendell or Kez, so I'm sure they're
okay.
listening.
Okay,
Either one
well,
of you are liars.
liars. But either way, it's going to be a good show. Chris is going to be there. We've got Zach's boy, who looks like a transformer, looks like Megatron. He's going to be there. He's a big, tall lad. Wicked structure, great condition as well. Like just good looking. Like you look at him, like yeah, he's men's physique. You know,
Yeah.
just
He's a very handsome chap, innit?
he's a very handsome. He's like almost a better jawline than me. Not quite, but
Not
definitely,
quite. Yeah.
definitely like from here upwards, he takes me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a good show, mate. I'm excited for it, and yeah, that's all I can say. Really, I think it's like it's the biggest show of my life. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, of course, there's nerves, but yeah, we're going through the peak now. The faces come back in. That's the one thing that was really stressing me out. Was like, it doesn't make much sense for me to be apparently in the best condition of my life yet wake up every morning puffy in the face and like my midsection being blurry and just almost like the look getting worse. But now that's subsided, I'm gonna get a nice bath tonight. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna do my nails, and yeah, just think on it, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're in for it. We're in for it.
It's going to be good. I'm keen to see the results come in. I won't be in the attendance because
You know,
I've not really got the energy for it. Also, if I go to too many UKDFBA events, I just burst into flames because I am Mr. WNBF.
true. But
Yeah.
the nice thing is we are the fourth or fifth category on for the day.
I've heard.
We're not last.
Yes.
They flipped it.
Lee watched the podcast before anyone else and then thought, I'm going to get these boys back. They're talking nonsense about my shows. I'm going to
Yep.
put you in there.
Yeah. I did
Yeah.
think that. I was like, what if Lee sees it first and then he sees me on stage? He's like, there he is.
It's that boy.
Put him in the chokey, put him in the last position. But yeah, so we're not going to be last, which is good. So what we've done now is me and Bossman Lewis, we are now carbing up a little bit earlier. So just before this podcast, I've had my first carb meal technically of the peak. Which is good timing, and I'm not excited about the food. Like I was just excited about having a little bit more energy for this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's the most important thing. Like, screw the show, mate. Podcast first.
I didn't write a list this week on topics of conversation, but I've just remembered one that I wanted to do.
I've got some Q&As, mate.
Oh, so have I.
Yeah, we got some Q's and some A's.
Right.
We actually have active listeners now. Like there's people watching us right now and they will interact with us like in the future now. So everyone that has supported the podcast so far, you're legends, and we're genuinely really enjoying it. Well, I am. I don't know about Josh. Like,
Mate,
I asked him to do. I asked him to do the podcast, and he's like, "Oh, do we have to? Can we move it to this time, that time?"
This kid.
That's more me, actually.
I want to do them every day. I could sit and talk to you for hours, mate.
I was gonna say though, it's scary how quick they're coming around.
What, the podcasts?
Yeah.
Like,
it's scary.
This morning I was like, oh crikey, I've not put that in my day. I need to plan around it.
Yeah.
Right. So my one topic of conversation, right? So post show, what would you do post show? You've just had a week of like, carbing up. What do you do post show?
What do you mean? Like, do I have more shows
No.
on
Like,
after?
You've just stepped off of stage. What's generally what do you do? Do you go out for food?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And do you go in?
Oh yeah.
Right. So I had someone. For those that don't follow me on Instagram, you need to follow me on Instagram. Um, but I posted that I was having a pizza.
You didn't have a pizza.
I just had a pizza.
Mr. Carry on.
So some randomer, right? I'm not going to out him, but he trains at Ultraflex. He's never spoke to me before. It's the first time he's ever interacted with me online. And he replied saying, "Are you just having a pizza?" To which I said, "Yes, that's all I want." And then he replied saying, "This is so unrelatable."
What?
So we had like a little back and forth. And basically, what he was saying was that because I didn't have a binge
Right.
or like, going in, I didn't have a dessert or anything like that. I
Yeah,
weren't
yeah.
bothered. I literally just had what I fancied. It made me unrelatable.
Okay, so like he would go in and binge and the stereotypical thing, right?
Yeah,
But because you were just like, I'll have a pizza and a bottle of bubbly, it's like,
that's it. That's it. Josh isn't relatable. Josh isn't a man of the people. He thinks
mate,
he's above binging.
you're disappointing, man. He probably unfollowed you after that as well.
I hope so. He's going to unfollow me once he listens to the podcast. That's for sure.
He's gonna heckle you in he's gonna call you a pussy in Ultraflex now as well, mate.
Yeah.
One pizza Krogan, and that's it. Like,
Hey, what
wait.
did you have for dessert? Nothing. Correct. So
What do
yeah,
we want? Yeah, it's so the last two shows I enjoyed myself. But like the next day, so I enjoy myself the show night, and then the next day I will do like just protein, fat, and like straight back on plan cardio. So yeah, last two shows I've enjoyed myself. This one, not so much, just because WMBF 2 weeks later,
yeah,
priorities. So,
yeah,
like yourself, I'll probably have something like a pizza and a cookie, and that's it.
yeah.
And
Literally,
then I'll wake up the next day and I'll feel fresh. I'll feel good. I won't feel like a piece of shit, and I can crack on. And I go into the gym. So when we did the photo shoot, I lost my head, mate, because when I came to the shoot, this is when we planned this podcast,
when
right?
we trained together.
Dude, I ate so much food the night before. Like, I looked so bad. No, I look back at those photos now and like, yeah, I look all right in some of them, but my like midsection is ooh. But anyway, yeah, so
Probably a little bit.
I don't want to replicate that again. So yeah, this time I'm gonna have an item to eat, maybe a
Yeah,
cookie as well, and that's it. And crack on.
sounds lovely. Yeah, like the main reason why I didn't go in was because I'm spending a lot of money going forwards, and I didn't really want to cock it up, basically.
The
So
thing
just had a little pizza. That's that. Back to digging, back to working. Easy peasy.
and like the thing is, what people don't understand is like delayed gratification. It's you can either choose to be like really like like overwhelmed in that moment, or it's like, well, no, if I weigh it up, like I can enjoy this pizza right now and still like enjoy it just as much, and then tomorrow, not waking up feeling like a piece of shit, that's
Yeah,
going to make me feel even better, and my prep is probably going to continue a little bit more efficiently as well because again I
yeah,
didn't go too hard in, and I don't have to like kill myself for a couple of days in order to reel it back in. So like
yeah,
it's just like prolonged feeling good as well as having a nice meal, etc., etc. So yeah,
love
that's
it.
why it's not relatable, mate, because it's just willpower. That's all it is.
Yeah, yeah. Not many people's got that.
And you're
Shall
a
we?
professional.
Shall we answer some of the old little questions? I only had three. I think one of them's a little bit sarcastic.
Okay, go ahead because I'm loading mine up.
Right. So, question from John Freelove, who loves the podcast. By the way, I think he's told me twice that he quite likes the podcast. He has asked, "Who has the ideal men's physique in your opinion from any era?" I feel like the men's physique era, there's like two eras really. There's Jeremy Buendia competing, and then there's Jeremy Buendia being a keyboard warrior. So pick from either of them.
Are you asking me?
Well, both of us, surely.
You go first.
I've got to go with my opinion of the goat, Mister Consistent, Mister Men's Physique, Great
I know,
Britain,
I know it
Ryan
is.
Terry, my dad.
Is he actually a dad?
I actually think he might be.
Really?
Yeah, well, apart from, like, he would have had to have been, like,
It
8
explains why
years old?
it explains why both so good looking though. Like you can tell you look like your dad. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got the same midsection, you see. I wish.
and I know this is boring, but I would probably have to say the same thing.
Yeah.
So
See?
like, not just because he's British, but just because I don't look at Ryan Terry and I'm like, whoa, he's absolutely massive. I look at him and I think he is jacked, but he's so like nicely put together.
Yeah.
He looks like a stealth jet fighter. Do you like the blackbirds? Like the little, they're
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
they're like he just looks like one of them, man. And I just
That's a
think
fantastic comparison.
yeah, it just looks like a blackbird. And yeah, just incredible physique. So I think he is like the epitome of like he is just big enough. There's no muscle groups on him that which are too big.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it's just unreal. Like try and think of one body part he doesn't have.
Mm. Mm.
Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
who would you say is a close to Ryan Terry?
Um, I'm probably the worst person to ask because I only follow Ryan Terry and Jeremy Buendia. No, I'm joking. I
Do you
like.
like Jeremy Bundy's physique?
It's all right. It's all right. Like,
Hmm.
it's obviously amazing and he's done really well, but it's not my idea of like perfection or my idea of what aesthetics is. You know.
Yeah,
Um. Yeah. I quite like a bit of dense muscle.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair
Next
enough.
question.
Training obliques, more detail or thickens the midsection. What is your thoughts?
Oof. My honest opinion, it's more detail. I've trained abs like literally every day of this prep, and I would not say my midsection has got thicker. I'd say it's dense, but there's way more detail. So yeah,
More, I think more detail can make a midsection look smaller
yeah,
as well. Like if you've got a smooth midsection, even though you've got a small waist, I think it can make it look a little bit bigger. Whereas if you've got more detail there, it draws the eye in. It can actually make it appear a little bit smaller. So I honestly would not worry about your waist getting too thick from
no,
any like
definitely
oblique
not.
training. And if anything, like being worried about that is only going to hurt your midsection development long term anyway. So
Yeah, definitely.
if you are worried about that, just train with a little bit less frequency, but just still train them hard. So yeah, I would say definitely more detail.
Yeah, I think I once had a conversation probably with Jake about midsection thickness, and we both kind of said like eating quite a lot of food unnecessarily can end up thickening your midsection. So like eating ginormous meals and pushing your off season like to ridiculous unnecessary heights where you're eating more food and not gaining any extra weight, that can end up thickening your midsection because like your stomach's so full all the time and your digestive system is like constantly being worked. You just end up with a little bit more of a barrel like shape.
Hmm. Well, it's not only that. Like your guts. I don't know. I don't. Again, I don't know. I know like your stomach is very like elastic, but maybe like your actual intestines and your gut would have to increase in size. But also, as well as that, like you're gonna have a lot more internal fat if you're pushing like an off season really really hard. That's just my assumption anyway, especially if you do push up body weight hard. So I'd say yeah, that's definitely gonna have like a bit more of a significant effect rather than worrying about training your abs. I mean, I've been training my abs hard now for the last like 2 years, just because I neglected them. They've improved, but they're nowhere near where I need them to be, and my waist hasn't increased in actual size. It's only looks smaller if anything because again, it's more detailed now, denser.
I'll teach you how to train your midsection, bro. There's tactics, there's
Please do,
skills.
please
Yeah.
do. Your story today, your midsection is looking pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
I
Yes, we get
like.
new detail. It's very exciting, very good.
Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, mate, I've got two more. Uh, Dalt Tomlinson. I think he's a local chap to me. He has asked, Do you tell people backstage at an untested feds that you're natty?
It's not the first thing that rolls off my tongue.
Hi, I'm Natty, and my name's Josh.
Yeah, it's I don't really run around screaming and shouting about it.
No.
It usually does end up coming up in conversation, I find.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I,
know?
I, I do as well. Like you generally ask people what their next shows are. Like, oh, have you got any more lined up?
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I'm doing my natural pro debut. And then they go, wait, natural?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
natural.
Yeah. And it was always like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing the UKDFBA finals." They're like, "Hubbada hubbada hubbada what?" And they're like, "What's the UKBFAA?" And I'm just like, "Oh, it's a natural federation." Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you have to explain, and they're like, "Oh, you're natural." Yes, I
Is
am
that like two bros? No.
So yeah, it does. You chat with people backstage, and then it does end up usually coming up. But it's not really. It is what it is, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I just let people see it on Instagram after because I'll
yeah,
absolutely hammer it down the throats that they got beat by a natty. Lol.
yeah. There we go. Best place slash brands for oversized hoodies, t-shirts, etc. I know it's not relevant. A good topic.
Who's asked?
I can't say his name. It's it's profanity.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's called U large.
What?
Yeah.
Why would you decide your Instagram name to be that?
I
That's
don't
very
know.
strange.
I don't. I recognize the name as well. It's like I think it's like a bit of a burner account.
Okay, okay.
It looks like a burner account, but anyway, I would say because we're online coaches, it's got to be Cole Buxton.
Oh,
It's got to
bro,
be. It's got to be represent.
what about All In Bodybuilding? You telling me that you don't own any All In?
I own zero all in bodybuilding.
Right. If you win at the weekend, I'm going to buy you an All In T-shirt or jumper or both, and you're going to
You've spent enough this
experience.
season, mate. Is it
You what?
nice? Is it nice?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Top quality, top quality. That's who would get my nod. All In Bodybuilding. The creator, the curator, however you want to call it, is a chap called Dan Inman who won a junior UKDFBA British title back in 2021. He did the Heart of England
He did.
in the
Yeah,
juniors.
I
Can
think
you remember?
I remember him. Yeah, I remember. He was coached by Lewis. I don't know if
Yes.
yeah, I don't think he was coached by Lewis for that show,
He might be coached by him like
but
now
he
or
was
recently.
recently he was coached by Lewis. Yeah,
Yeah,
wicked
but
wicked physique,
yeah,
awesome physique. Dan, if you want to be the very first sponsor of the podcast, mate, then feel
that'd be
free.
sick.
We will
That would probably do it.
we will go all in on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll just say all in all the time. It's like, oh yeah, what are you doing today? Nah, I don't know, but whatever it is, I'm all in, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I love
Yeah,
how we've got like 50 viewers and I've already asked for like sponsors for this and sponsors for that, but it is what it
I
is.
rate it. I
Um,
rate it.
go on, your turn.
This is my last question.
Okay.
What three things do you hope to accomplish in the next 5 years from now? That is a really deep one.
That's pretty deep, man. So I don't really think about stuff like that too much.
I agree.
So my significant goal for me is to travel more because I've never done that, man. Obviously I've been to different countries, but what I mean by is like really getting out there and actually traveling and
Yeah,
exploring and taking advantage of the fact that I have like a mobile business. So that's one thing that I do really want to prioritize. As well as that, buying my first property is going to be another one as well.
Are
First
you not a
house.
property owner now?
Not currently, no.
You're a renter.
I am.
Oh,
Yes.
very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, currently. But within the next year I'll be buying like a house. So that's the goals right there. It's because I went to like university, then left, and then I moved in with friends. So that just hasn't really happened for me yet, but the
I get
time
it.
is near.
I
So
get it.
that's a goal. Um and just take Stockton coaching and now the podcast to
Yes.
the fucking moon. Now, but
Yeah,
honestly,
buddy.
just what I've learned is just being, if you focus on too many different things at once, you don't excel at any of them. And that's one thing I've fallen victim to, like over the past few years, is trying to start this business and that business and this business. Whereas, like now, for me, it's just all in on my team, and that's it.
All in.
All in bodybuilding.
All in bodybuilding. Sponsored by.
See, it just works.
Where would your go-to travel destinations be?
I want to go to like Vietnam
Oh.
and stuff like that. I don't want to be like, oh, Bali, because like, do you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like it's probably got like zero like authenticity over there now. Like, I want to actually get out and like, I've spoken with like Mo, for instance, about this, and just get out with like my friend Mo, get like mopeds, just go into like Vietnam, go to war and stuff like that, you know. So, but now honestly, that kind of region, also the US, I do really really want to go to the US and like almost do like a little bit of a tour, if you know what
Yeah.
I mean. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of like two big areas that I want to go, man. Obviously, because of the gym cult over in America as well is pretty
Oh god, yeah.
pretty unreal. So yeah, that's two main places. But if you've got anywhere to recommend, then I'll put it
I
on the list.
I might be a little bit biased, but I'm a big fan of Australia.
Okay.
And to be fair, America is pretty sick.
I've got quite a few clients in Australia, weirdly.
Yeah.
So I think you do as well.
Yeah, I do, mate. I do.
Yeah. What
Shout out to our Aussie contingents.
in
We
the Arvo?
fucking love you, mate.
I've learned so much terminology, like slang. If you Aussie slang, I love it,
Oh,
mate. Like Arvo,
Arvo. In the Arvo, mate.
the Arvo, the Arvo.
Afternoon.
Yeah, obviously you know more slang than me because you lived over there,
Yeah.
stealing protein bars. Um, yeah. So Australia, that's definitely on the list again because I want to actually meet some of my clients over there, which would be really really cool.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to Australia next September. So literally a year from now, I will be in Australia
Mm,
for one of my clients' weddings, of all things.
that's incredible though.
That is incredible.
That
Like,
is so like genuinely so sick that like through something that you have created, you then end up spending the most important day of someone's life over in a different, literally the opposite side of the world.
yeah, yeah. 10,000 miles.
I find stuff like that so sick, mate.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. Yeah, my man Phil, who actually came over last year to stay here and compete in the UK, going over for his wedding, do
I
a little bit
remember
of traveling as well.
I remember seeing a little bit of his journey on like your socials and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
him
yeah,
coming
yeah.
over here and doing his thing. Like that's super sick, man.
We did a 10,000 calorie challenge for YouTube, which was pretty messy.
Oh, but you're not relatable, bro.
I'm not relatable. Just watch that video, bro. I'm very relatable.
I bet he's never at 10,000 calories, huh?
Huh? Huh?
But that's sick though, dude. What about you though? Next 5 years.
Three things. Right. I would say rather than like an actual thing, what I want to do is kind of follow whatever I think will make me happy more often. Because quite a lot of the time I think, oh yeah, I'm going to do this because this is going to be a good thing further on down the line. And odds are it doesn't end up being the case. For instance, I'm not saying that this flat, like I love where we live, but you could kind of go, right, I'm going to invest in property because it's a really good idea. And then the market could dip. And then you're like, right, well, I've just wasted that and it's provided me no happiness, no value, and wasted a lot of time. So I just kind of want to follow what I think will make me happy more. So that might be like going on more holidays. It might actually be working a little bit less, or rather than constantly thinking more clients, or more this, more that, just being happy where I'm at right now and just chilling and
Mhm.
being present in that moment, thinking, yes, I'm a happy chappy.
I see this is like an internal conflict because that's a thought process that I've always held to myself as well. I was like, so long as the year after and the year after, I am in some shape or form happier, like I'm just happy, then that's sound. Because I think you can get caught up in chasing. It's not like chasing your tail all the time and like wanting more and wanting more. And it's like, what's the point of that if that makes you miserable
Yeah,
because you don't necessarily see the outcome that you wanted from chasing these goals? And it's like, again, take the chilled approach sometimes. If you're just a little bit more laid back, you work hard, and you are year to year in some shape or form, whether it be financially, whether it be your relationships, whether it be happier with your work life balance, like so long as you're happier, that's good. You are
that's it.
progressing. And but then I've always thought to myself, is that just like a quitter's mindset? You know, do you know what I mean? But I think like at the end of the day, like just do you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't go wrong. But no, I rate that.
I'm just putting it out there into the universe. I would like to think that at some point in the next 5 years, I will be very, 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 very close to becoming a WNBF world champion, if not already achieved it. Like that to me is the pinnacle of natural men's physique. And I would like to think that I'll be on the cusp or I've achieved it in the next 5 years.
So that's like burning desire goal. Like that is.
Yeah. That is like one of my first thoughts in the morning. Like that's an achievable goal and I can get after it.
Well,
Yeah.
mate, you wouldn't be a WNBF pro if you couldn't.
Yeah.
There we go. So I would say like for me, depending on how this year goes, like I've already exceeded my goals for this year. So sick, cool. I've got the nod now. Next goal for me is like British title, like UKDFBA. I would say that's probably next goal. Or I don't know, man. What do you think? Like genuinely honest, like opinion. I
For you,
I like my next. I wouldn't want to come back from my next off season and compete if I like couldn't genuinely be in that top three for that WNBF Pro card.
I th-
And it's going to take me time. I know it is.
I think when you get to that like the top of the WNBF tree in the amateurs, it is a little bit of a it's luck as well as, having an amazing physique.
Yeah.
Like you look at David Langsdale, he won 3 British titles before he turned pro, and he didn't turn pro at a British, he turned pro at a Worlds. You can get so close and be literally on the cusp for such a long time, before you actually tick that goal off. I think you've got what it takes, because if you look at how your physique compares to the current tall pros, you look like one of them.
I've always like I'm in terms of my structure, my physique. I'm like if you look at IFB, do you mean IFBB pros?
No, no, no. I'm on about the WNBF tall pros. So
Okay.
in the pro worlds, they have short, medium, and tall.
Yeah.
If you look at the tall guys, you're very comparable to them. So
Okay.
you would then make the argument you're not far away. You just need to have that look
Yeah.
to win your actual pro, like to do whatever it takes to win your
See,
pro card.
see, you've seen more of like the judge's perspective. You've seen these guys at the tool. What category are you? Are you medium?
I'm medium. I'm middle of the
Medium.
medium, but I think
Okay.
you would be bottom of the tall.
Yeah, so I'd be bottom of the tool, and it's like, yeah, I've got like a bit more of like an elongated ectomorphy kind of physique, but it can look a little bit bubbly sometimes at the same time.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. Like this year, like again, you've got to be very, I think, naive to be going into a show and thinking like I'm going to clean up because I've never competed at the WNBF. I've never seen the judges. They've never seen me before. So yeah, this year is all about dipping the toe in, mate, which I'm excited for. And then just coming back each and every single year until we get the nod, as always.
yeah. I am led to believe that there's a lot of people doing men's physique.
Oh well, it was huge when you won your card.
Yeah, yeah,
How
yeah.
many,
And
how many guys on the day were there?
30,
Yeah,
30 odd.
yeah.
And then the following year, it were like nearly double. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I think it's something similar this time round. So you're probably talking around 60 men's physique competitors all in the open.
Okay, mate, sign me the hell up.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
you talk about like getting your doing, I don't know, just the process of competing. You've got your name out there now as a winner, and
mm,
even if you could be a judge, everyone's on social media. Everyone knows who's won previous shows. People will naturally be drawn to you as a winner because you won shows.
yeah,
Like I think it's a lot easier to win your second show than it is your first. Because to get to win that first, you've got to break through some kind of barrier.
yeah.
Once you're there, it tends to happen. I
Mhm.
sit here with 6 victories,
I love it.
all from all potluck.
I love I've got you as like a little guide. Guide me through. Give me
I
some
just think it's
wisdom.
I think it's so much more it's not as clear cut as what you would think.
Mhm.
It's a lot more difficult to judge where you're at.
How much do you think like the judges at these shows and like the federations keep an eye on the social medias that they get tagged in, and like they see, oh, like this guy's doing well this year or this guy's doing well, because I know obviously like if it's the IFBB they don't care, like they're
Yeah.
just so big, whereas these smaller federations which are a little bit more kind of social media kind of involved and reposting people and whatnot, I wonder how much attention they actually pay to that.
I can tell you honestly, and I'm not sure if this will get me in trouble, but when I judged at the British finals last year, I was excited to see Jovan. Like, he was in my mind as like, he's competing today. I'm excited to see him. As soon as he came out, I was like, yep, he's fantastic.
Did he win his WMBF pro card?
Yeah, yeah,
Has he got a PNBA pro card as well?
yeah. So he went down the UKDFBA route for whatever reason and chose not to compete with the WNBF.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Very
So,
interesting.
so he didn't go out to Vegas? No, where was it?
Uh, LA. He
LA.
went. He did the PNBA route, so he ended up doing. Let's just get him on the podcast and talk to him about it.
Yeah, well, you asked for him to come on, didn't you?
Right, I'm going to message him. I'm going to message him
You're
today.
a fanboy.
I am. I love him. I think he's amazing.
Who does he remind me of? But dude, his arms from the back are just a joke. Joke.
It's
Like,
terrifying.
yeah, it's scary. It's like
Yeah.
actually scary. But
If I ever start a prep and he posts on Instagram X weeks out, I am going into my off season. No, I'm joking.
are you?
I'd love to compete against him. I really would.
Well, mate, that's the thing. You got to know where you stack up. You can't run away from people, can you? Because guess
No.
what? You might compete against them one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might run into him. So there we go. Start training your arms, mate. 5-year off season.
Yeah, buddy.
Q&A. Should we do one more?
Yeah, go for it.
Are you considered that prolonged weight cuts will affect your skin health stretch wise?
So, is someone worried
Okay,
about stretch marks?
okay. So I think what he's saying here is if you are like a very, very large individual, right, and you then lose a lot of weight, I think this is what he's saying. The stretch marks, like, would you be worried about them?
No. I would be more worried about having a heart attack or
Yes,
dying young than having
yes.
stretch marks when I'm fit.
And if you think about it, you either be very, very, very unhealthy and happy, very unhealthy and unhappy with how you look, or yeah, you be probably happier, a little bit happier, but still not very happy with all the loose skin and whatnot and stretch marks. But there's things you can do about it,
Yeah.
such as, i.e., later down the line, if the opportunity presented itself, surgery or whatnot. Like that's obviously like very large weight loss individuals. But I've had that quite a few times. I've had it from clients that they want to lose weight or take things slow. It's almost like a deterrent and a psychological turnoff for them to actually put in the effort
Yeah.
and improve their health. And I always say no. Like, do not even worry about that. Do not worry about taking things slower to stop the stretch marks. Like, just get the weight off. Like, just be more concerned about, as you said, like dying early, because that's going to be a lot worse than having
Mm.
stretch marks, I think.
Oh, imagine the quality of your life as you're dying because you're overweight.
Ooh.
You could also use your stretch marks as a motivational tool to not get big again because you'll just end up with more stretch marks.
Well, yeah, it's It's one of them. It's like almost, I guess, if guys that have gained, like a lot of muscle, I don't have the privilege to have stretch marks from gaining muscle because I just clearly haven't grown quick enough. Let me guess, you have some stretch marks.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course you
Got a
do.
pretty nasty one on my delts.
Have you?
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty. That's like it's like trying to climb out of you. Like the
It's
muscle is just like,
it looks
let
like
me
a
out.
tattoo.
Does it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's minging. I'm not showing you.
No, but like some people like that, and some people like Chris Bumstead, for instance, he's covered in them, and I think he just says like, "Oh, I just see it as like this is like my hard work." Like it's almost like
Yeah,
a little bit of a medal of honor. Like really, like at the end of the day, if you are stuck with loose skin, just like reframe it in your mind. Just say to yourself like, "This is what I've achieved. Like this is the person that I used to be." Yeah, there's still like an outline of that, but at the same time, it's I've proven to myself that I can achieve something which not a lot of people could do. And that's kind of like my trophy for it. It's not the nicest one, but eventually down the line you can do something about it.
yeah, yeah, buddy.
So that's what I'd say.
Um, anything else that you want to discuss, mate?
I don't know, dude. Have you got any topics you want to talk about?
Well, we're just gonna just kind of say when this goes live, you're going to have actually competed at a British finals.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty wild.
Yep, and we shall have the result, whatever it is, and we will discuss it, and we will obviously tell the people, the fellow board shorts and banter fam, how it went and what my thoughts were, mate. And what we're going to do as well is we're going to get my coach Lewis on.
I
If you're
think
keen
that
for
would be
that,
very nice.
and we'll give you a bit of a breakdown, and we'll also delve into Lewis and speak a little bit about him because he's achieved things in natural bodybuilding as well, and he's also achieving amazing things in coaching, but also in his own
Juiced
journey
up.
as well. Yeah, but he's done it right. That's the thing, though. He's done it right.
He's done all the juice.
But now we'll get him on and we'll talk about it. But yeah, next time we jump on, mate, we'll know if it's a gold, silver, a bronze, or if it's just me eating my sorrows away.
Amazing, amazing. Should we wrap it up here, or it's only 45 minutes in. This is
Well,
quite a short one.
it is quite a short one, isn't it? Do you know what? I've got one more question. We'll finish on one more question. Oh yeah. Actually, I've got to answer this one because it's from someone very, very important, and I cannot miss it.
Who is it?
Where did he put it? Did he respond to it? Here we go. There. Congrats on the win, Josh. What's one thing you've both learned this year for your prep that you didn't expect? That's a good one. Well done,
That's a very
Macca.
good question.
That's from Mr. Macca Morris.
Oh, what a boy! What a boy!
He says, "Congrats on the win, Josh."
Yeah. What's one thing that I've learned? I have learned that I am a lot more resilient now than what I ever have been. Every element of struggle that I've had in this prep, I've not let it outwardly affect people around me, and I can say that confidently because I asked my girlfriend the other day to be very, very honest. I actually got her on video whilst I were asking her, how have I been on this process, and she's like, "You've been absolutely fine," and that is literally purely down to me telling myself, like, I'm deciding to do this.
I'm
I
fine.
don't. I'm fine. I don't. I don't need to put any kind of tiredness on anyone else or any stress or any nerves. I can deal with everything myself because
Mm.
I'm a resilient human and I'm made of tougher stuff than what I once was. So there we go. That's what I've learned.
Nice, dude. I
Thanks,
like
mate.
it. For me, I would say that I don't have a lot of self-belief.
Ooh.
Yes. I talk negatively of myself quite a lot, but I don't know if that's worked to my advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I would say that I talk negatively to myself, and it's because I think it is partly down to you knowing what the standard is like, and you want yourself to be of like the top tier.
Mm.
So you're not going to go, yeah, you're great when you know to be in that top tier, you've got to be better than great. You've got to be literally one of the best in the country, if not the best in the country.
Because, yeah, and I think it's like, if you've never really had a lot of success, but you still big yourself up a lot, like you're going to get even less success. So for me, it's like, I don't like to hype myself up at all. If anything, I like to talk myself down. I like to, like, when I'm going into shows, it's not that I don't have confidence, because I have confidence because I've done everything I can. But at the same time, I don't, you know, I do negatively self-talk myself. And like Macca, for instance, and like Lewis, like they've both said, like, dude, like you need a little bit more kind of like self-belief here. Like that's been a recurrent theme. It's like, mate, you need to believe, and it's just like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I find not the negative self-talk, but not hyping myself up too much and getting too big for my own boots. It almost drives me forward more.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
again, it's like, if you're an athlete that is maybe very, very genetically, we've like discussed this before, like genetically gifted, and you walk in and you do very, very well, like since the start. It's like, you get complacent, you will get caught slipping by someone that is like hungry for it, and someone that isn't, necessarily as good as you. So yeah, I think that's probably the one thing I didn't expect, is just not that, yeah. I talk down on myself quite a lot. Like you'll notice I'll say like, oh, I'm shit, or I'm this, or I'm that, but I don't know if that's actually worked to my advantage, because it just it like fuels me.
yeah. I just want to say, Tom, you are not shit.
You see, now what I'm actually doing, right, is I'm
Fishing
just
for
fishing.
compliment.
Yeah,
Put the bait down,
I'm
and I've
joking.
gone.
Yeah, nah, but yeah, but obviously this season as well has taught me that I'm actually half decent, which I didn't expect. So there we go.
You're a sheep shagging champion. You're a whoop pro. You're the king of the north. I'm the king of Yorkshire, but you're the king of the north.
King of the North. Oh, so that's
King
like
of the north.
Game of Thrones vibes, that, innit? I like that.
Yeah, you
King of
are
the
Jon
South.
Snow.
You are king of the south of the wall. It's like,
Mm,
eh,
mm.
meh.
Yeah, you are Jon Snow, and you actually look a little bit like Jon Snow. So
Oh, mate, he's definitely good looking. You can't say that.
bit of kit. Ooh, big
Ooh.
fan.
I love Game of Thrones. Love Game of Thrones. Did you watch it?
Of course I did. Of
What did
course
you
I
think?
did.
What did you think of the ending? Quickly.
I thought. Do you know what? I thought it was fine.
Yeah. Just, yeah. The whole, you can't. Everyone was like, "Oh, it was so bad," just because of like a few like episodes at the end. It's like, well, no. If you actually think about the whole series, it was sick.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
good, so
yeah.
sharp. Stop
Loved
moaning.
it.
But yeah. Anyway, you've got a what have you got on tonight?
So tonight I've got my little brother coming round for tea. Annabella is she's left me for the week. She's currently in Mallorca on a workcation. That is a
Nice.
thing, a workcation.
Never heard of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So apparently, it's a really 21st century thing that businesses just go on holiday together.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fair play.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah, but I'm left at home to fend for myself. So I've got my little brother coming round so that I'm not lonely.
That's fair enough. Are you going to get on the beers?
Hey, I had 3 beers last night.
Like alcohol, like alcoholic ones.
No, no, non-alcoholic Peroni, but it was beer, just
Okay.
non-alcoholic beer.
So it's got all the calories in it and stuff like that.
It had 15 carbs in each one.
Oh, sound. That's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. I had a new low weigh this morning, 79.4 kilos, or new low weigh post show. It's
Yeah,
about the
but
same as normal.
you see, if it had alcohol in it, you probably would have had even lower of a weigh in, but not from fat loss, but from dehydration. So,
God damn. God
God,
damn.
psychological gains.
Yeah.
You missed
Nightmare.
out, mate. You missed out. But yeah, anyway, that is another wrap up, mate. Lovely stuff.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I can tell that you're nervous for your show.
Really?
I don't know why I can just look through your eyes and into subconscious Tom.
Of course I'm nervous.
Oh, don't be. Don't be.
And no, honestly, anyone that I'm excited,
Yeah.
but like excitement and fear have very, very similar. They both like literally like in terms of like the what is released, the adrenaline that low bubbling. It's the exact same thing. So it's like you almost need to reframe your fear as excitement or recognize which one it is. So
Yeah.
I'm excited, but of course that does make me nervous at the same time because like I am looking forward to it, but I also want to do well. But yeah, I mean the only way to counteract that, mate, is just make sure I don't miss a beat, and that's all I'm doing.
Yeah. Good man. Good man.
Sweet. Right, pleasure to chat to you, man. I will.
You too,
I'll
mate.
see you this time next week, and we will have the result, and it's going to be here just like that.
It is. It is. Right, guys. Continue to share, show love, and actually, we had someone share the fact that they were listening to the podcast whilst in a tractor. So if everyone could like pick random places to watch the podcast, like sat on the toilet, maybe
Yes.
on a train playing out loud, that would be hilarious. Yeah, tag us on your stories.
I want to see like in a toilet cubicle. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Like
Yeah,
playing out loud with like people in there as well.
yeah,
Okay, make it happen, people. All right. Thank you very much. See you in the next one, Josh. It's been a pleasure, and I'll chat to you soon, man.
yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.